The year is 1939. Europe erupts in flames as the Second World War begins. This global conflict will reshape the geopolitical landscape. It will leave millions dead, but perhaps its most enduring legacy will be the dawn of the atomic age. The race to build the atomic bomb, a weapon with unimaginable destructive power, has begun. World War II was a conflict on an unprecedented scale. It involved dozens of nations and resulted in an estimated 50 to 85 million fatalities. As the war raged, scientists on both sides raced to develop new technologies that could turn the tide of the conflict. Little did anyone know that their pursuit of advanced weaponry would lead to the creation of a weapon capable of ending the war, but at a terrible cost. The development of the atomic bomb was a turning point in human history. It marked the first time that humanity possessed the ability to destroy itself completely. The bomb's creation was the culmination of years of scientific research. The effort to build it, known as the Manhattan Project, brought together some of the brightest minds in the world. The story of Little Boy, the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan, is a story of scientific ingenuity, military strategy, and moral complexity. It's a story that has shaped the world we live in today. It's a story that continues to spark debate and discussion. In the early years of World War II, the scientific community, particularly in Europe and the United States, was abuzz with the potential of nuclear fission. This process, discovered in Germany in 1938, involved splitting the atom and releasing the tremendous energy stored within. The implications were staggering. A weapon could be built of unimaginable power. The race to unlock the secrets of the atom was on. German scientists, under the direction of the Nazi regime, were making significant strides. The Allied nations, fearful of the devastating consequences should Germany succeed, poured resources into their own nuclear research. The stakes couldn't have been higher. In the United States, the effort to build an atomic bomb was codenamed the Manhattan Project. This top-secret undertaking brought together scientists, engineers, and military personnel from across the country. They worked tirelessly, often in remote and secretive locations, to harness the power of the atom before it fell into the wrong hands. The Manhattan Project was a testament to human ingenuity and collaboration. It was a race against time, driven by the belief that the fate of the world hung in the balance. The scientists and engineers involved understood the gravity of their task. They knew that success could mean the difference between victory and defeat, and potentially even the survival of civilization itself. At the heart of the atomic bomb lies the principle of nuclear fission. This process, first discovered in a Berlin laboratory in 1938, involves splitting the nucleus of an atom, releasing a tremendous amount of energy. Imagine splitting a tiny grain of sand and unleashing the power of a raging inferno. That's the essence of nuclear fission. The Little Boy bomb relied on the fission of uranium-235, a rare isotope of uranium. When a neutron strikes the nucleus of a uranium-235 atom, it splits the atom, releasing more neutrons and a burst of energy. These newly released neutrons then collide with other uranium-235 atoms, triggering a chain reaction that releases an extraordinary amount of energy in a very short period. Creating a sustained chain reaction, however, is a complex engineering feat. It requires a critical mass of highly enriched uranium-235, meaning a sufficient amount of the isotope packed together tightly enough to sustain the chain reaction. This critical mass is what allows the bomb to detonate with such devastating force. To unlock the secrets of the atom, a massive undertaking was required, one shrouded in secrecy and driven by a sense of urgency. This was the Manhattan Project, a top-secret program that transformed sleepy towns into bustling hubs of scientific innovation. One such town was Los Alamos, New Mexico. Nestled in the high desert, Los Alamos became a secret city, its purpose to design and build the atomic bomb. Scientists, engineers, and mathematicians, many of whom were refugees from war-torn Europe, converged on this remote location. Their collective brilliance focused on a singular goal. The Manhattan Project was a remarkable feat of logistics and engineering. Vast facilities were constructed to produce enriched uranium and plutonium, the key ingredients for the atomic bombs. The project's scale was unprecedented, involving hundreds of thousands of people and costing billions of dollars. The work at Los Alamos and other Manhattan Project sites was shrouded in secrecy. Scientists and workers were sworn to secrecy, their movements restricted, their lives transformed by the weight of their task. The fate of the world, they knew, rested on their shoulders. Section 5. Oppenheimer and Groves, a physicist and a general, united by a common goal. At the helm of the Manhattan Project were two remarkable men, J. Robert Oppenheimer, the brilliant physicist, and General Leslie Groves, the no-nonsense engineer. Together they formed an unlikely but effective partnership, their skills complementing each other perfectly. Oppenheimer, often referred to as the father of the atomic bomb, was a theoretical physicist of exceptional intellect. He headed the Los Alamos laboratory, where the bomb's design and assembly took place. His deep understanding of nuclear physics and his ability to inspire and lead a team of brilliant minds proved crucial to the project's success. Groves, on the other hand, was a military man through and through. He brought to the project his organizational skills, his determination, and his ability to cut through red tape. He understood the logistical challenges of such a massive undertaking and relentlessly pushed the project forward, ensuring that deadlines were met and obstacles overcome. The relationship between Oppenheimer and Groves was complex. They were two very different men, each with his own strengths and weaknesses. Yet they shared a common goal to build the atomic bomb before Germany did. Their collaboration, though often fraught with tension, ultimately proved successful. Section 6. The decision to drop the bomb, a controversial choice with lasting repercussions. By the summer of 1945, the tide of World War II had turned. Germany had been defeated, but Japan continued to fight on. The United States made the fateful decision to use the atomic bomb. The decision was fraught with moral and ethical dilemmas. President Truman faced a complex set of factors. Military advisors argued the bomb would save American lives. Others argued for alternative solutions. Ultimately, the decision was based on multiple factors. The United States wanted to end the war quickly and decisively. The use of the atomic bomb remains controversial to this day. Some argue it was a necessary evil that saved lives. Others believe it was a morally reprehensible act. The debate over the atomic bomb is a reminder of the profound moral and ethical dilemmas in times of war. Section 7, Hiroshima, a day that shook the world. At 8:15 a.m. on August 6, 1945, the world changed forever. A blinding flash over Hiroshima announced the dawn of the atomic age. The Enola Gay released Little Boy, its deadly cargo. The bomb detonated, unleashing a force equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT. The immediate effects were devastating. A blinding flash and searing heatwave vaporized buildings and people. A massive shockwave leveled structures and ignited fires. The blast created a mushroom cloud, a grim testament to the destructive power unleashed. For survivors, the nightmare was far from over. Many suffered severe burns, their skin melting off. Others were struck by debris or trapped under buildings. Radiation sickness and fallout claimed countless lives. The bombing of Hiroshima was a cataclysmic event. It killed an estimated 80,000 people instantly. The city lay in ruins, a stark reminder of the terrible toll of atomic warfare. Section 8, the aftermath, the human cost of atomic warfare. The aftermath of the Hiroshima bombing was a scene of unimaginable horror and devastation. The city, once a bustling metropolis of over 350,000 people, lay in ruins. Buildings were reduced to rubble, streets were littered with debris, and the air was thick with smoke and the stench of death. The human toll was staggering. Thousands of bodies, many burned beyond recognition, littered the streets. Hospitals were overwhelmed with the injured, their cries of pain echoing through the corridors. Doctors and nurses, many of whom had also lost loved ones, worked tirelessly, but they were ill-equipped to deal with the sheer scale of the suffering. In the days, weeks, and months that followed, the true extent of the devastation became clear. Thousands more succumbed to their injuries or died from radiation sickness, their bodies ravaged by the invisible killer. The long-term effects of radiation exposure, such as cancer and birth defects, would continue to haunt survivors for decades to come. The bombing of Hiroshima left an indelible scar on the human psyche. The images of the mushroom cloud and the devastated city became seared into the world's collective memory, a stark reminder of the terrible cost of atomic warfare.